About to be changing the starter on this thing and the starter solenoid on the fender well. Pulled the car in this morning and pulled the spark plug out to do a bore scope, look down in the cylinder. My buddy has one of those camera deals and brought it over here for me to do that. And yeah, it's bad in there.
What we got going on here? That's a piston?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Looks like something's hit that.
Anyway, so now the thing won't start. It's just clicking. So starter's been acting a little weak, so I'm going to put a new one in there and a new starter solenoid, and hopefully that fixes it. But we'll get after it. Hopefully I haven't just dented my door too bad. Can you look upwards and look at the valve?
I had the piston down, maybe. I don't know. Oh, that's bad. Something's not right. Well, you got a bent valve, do you?
I mean, it could.
It won't go upwards very good.
One thing I did notice earlier this morning, I just happened to be checking because my brake's been feeling kind of bad anyway. I thought, well, let me just check the fluid in it. And shined the light down in there, and it is indeed a little bit low. So we're just going to add some brake fluid in there. Went and got some with the starter and starter solenoid. Sure hope that's what's, the issue. I figured it was going to be happening soon. But, oh, golly. My fingers ain't strong enough for these deals, I guess. They got them reinforced nowadays. Anyhow, so we'll just get some brake fluid dumped in here. And get down to changing the starter real quick. I'm just doing the easy stuff first, I guess. There we go. Probably too much, but ought to be an improvement over not enough. I know y'all probably hate seeing me do that without a funnel of some sort, and I did spill a little bit on that second. A little dab of doozle. We'll get that wiped up. It's always easier to say sorry. Alright. That's the brake fluid. Hopefully, honestly, I probably just need to get under it and bleed the brakes on the car. And then, might have some response. About to get to this starter, y'all. Alright, guys, so I just got my camera set up. All I did was just go ahead and obviously disconnect your positive battery terminal first before you start doing stuff, and then pull it off from here. But just looking at this terminal is real corroded, and then looking at this, I don't know if I'm putting this in a way you can see that end of that. So I'm just going to take this battery cable end, hopefully, and clean it up just with a little bit of wire brush. I'm not going to do that right here, but I'm going to do it on the ground over here. Honestly, the wire brush gets it pretty good, but I'm not quite happy with it. I want it to be like brand new, so I'm going to probably put my roll-out grunt. Okay, well, after some wasted time on not being able to find my little roll-lock grinder. I think my partner might have borrowed it or something. I don't know. Anyhow, so got that cleaned up a little bit. Now I just need to grab some 3/8. Pull that off. Crazy idea. So those are 8s, you guys. I didn't really expect that. 5/16 if you like using standard stuff. So all that stuff really looks pretty ugly as far as corrosion goes. Maybe I can just stand to clean that up a little bit and change that solenoid, see if this thing will start. Let me grab a piece of it. There it is. All I'm doing here is sanding all that corrosion off these terminals. Some little 80 grit. I'm a body guy, painter, so I always got this store stuff around. We'll get to that with this car, you know, soon. But I grew up wrenching on cars. Took every mechanics class I could all through high school, really just because it's what I was doing in my hobby time anyway. So, you know, might as well get credit for it. It's better than sitting in history class or something, isn't it? Alright, maybe I'm done wrestling wires. Tearing the bag of hardware out of my mouth. Now I'm trying to fish them out of this box. I dumped them in so I wouldn't lose them while holding one finger on those wires. Alright, got a nut. Oh, that's not it. And a washer, you guys, we got it. Yeah, these look a little bit smaller than the ones I took off were 9/16. These look like they're probably about a ½ inch or 13 millimeter. Whatever you guys like to do. Alright, so now we'll just go in here for a little quick test. Totally was a solenoid. Don't even have to change the starter. See, guys? Oh, let me cut that off. Start with the easy stuff first. I could have very easily got myself up under the car, like, oh, let's change the starter. But how simple was that? Less than 15 minutes, probably. Just cleaned up all my little contacts. New starter solenoid. I did get the expensive one. It was like 27 bucks, something like that. So, you know, I don't know if that's worth it or not. The other one was 18 bucks. But look, got a starter. Honestly, probably just gonna take that back and get myself like $100 back. Call it good. Check it out. Got some brake fluid. Need to get in there and bleed those. But yeah, I need to get that battery terminal tightened up, and we'll be back on the road. All right, guys. Well, there it is. You know, just made a return trip to the parts store. Luckily, it's only like a mile away from my shop. Super easy and convenient to deal with. But yeah, just to recap, do the easy stuff first. You know, honestly, I probably could have gotten away with not even changing that solenoid, just cleaning up the terminals like I did, and probably would have still worked. But, you know, I'm daily driving this car, and I'd like the little extra peace of mind knowing that it's going to crank right up every time. My voltage gauge is showing higher than it ever has since I've been driving the car. And, you know, so that just all around improvement there. Well worth the 15-minute I've done. But $100 back in the account. And I do need to figure out a couple things, like why my gas gauge doesn't work still. What was I just fixing to do in here? Something. What was it? I don't know. Guess that's it. Looks like there's just nothing even in there. Anyway, a couple of those dudes have this thing right out. Alright guys, I went the easy way and went and got this little Torxy bit. I'll go ahead and just zip that right out. Oh, I'm just recording the AC vent. Sorry about that. I'm watching what I'm doing, not recording. Oh, there's another one up under here. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna have to put the phone down and actually mess with this. Alright, so how I was just talking about this being like no plugs in it. Maybe I sound like the dumbest Mustang owner ever, but is the relay behind here? Because now that I've got this all unscrewed and like I'm taking it apart, I reach my hand up under here and I swear I can feel a round flasher relay on the back side of there. Of course you can't see it, but I feel like I've nearly got this taken apart enough that I could have gotten it out. What is this contraption blocking me? It's a plug. What is that? What is that? It's all kind of stuff going on in here too. Weird, sketchy, weird stuff. Like this and this. I hope that's just like tack wiring for like my tack, not like tack welds for welding. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna continue trying to pull this apart and see where my flasher relay is. Maybe it's on the back. Alright, so when I pulled my switches off, I noticed I had a couple of these wires were actually loose. Entirely loose from this plug. They were just hanging around back there. I'm searching a no turn signal issue right now and was trying to get to there and figure out why I have no flasher relay or turn signal relay. I have the hazard relay, which is what's on the back of there. Can't figure that out. Alright, I don't know how that light looks, but just gonna kind of recap the day, the progress we made on the car. What we do, blinkers weren't working, found that there was a missing flasher relay in the fuse box, the one here under the dash. Ended up not being able to get the flasher relay in there. The prongs are missing. I wasn't able to get the fuse panel out. Anyhow, I just had to dig into that a bit more, but I did start to take my cluster out to fix my gas gauge problem. My gas gauge also doesn't work. So I took apart the plug. Well, I had some loose wires in the back of the plug for the hazard switch, so I got that fixed. Now I can actually make my blinkers turn on, but they just stay solid. They don't flash, but I can do a little manual blinky to get by for now. So we did that. Actually did not get the cluster pulled all the way out. Man, I was having heck getting that speedometer cable out the back, so I just said, oh, the heck with it. Because I was running out of time, man. I honestly was getting ready to close up the shop and head home. But kind of got a blinker solution fixed. Do not have a gas gauge still. What else did I do to this thing today? Stuck a bore scope down the cylinder number 1. Piston is just covered with dirt. Well, not dirt, but wool and grease. It looks bad in there. So there's that. And man, what? I feel like I don't know if I did anything else. I feel like I did, but I just can't think. I was doing so much. Anyhow, we'll get in there and check it out. Let's see. Maybe sitting in here, I'll remember what I did. I'm taking all this apart up under here. It's not difficult. Had, of course, all the cluster off of there. Had these switches all pulled apart. Those wires, man, I noticed a bunch on even my headlight plug. That's what I just remembered. I fixed one of my turn signal bulbs in my front blinker was out, so I had to go get some of those. Did some brake fluid, replaced the starter solenoid. Lots of stuff here. But the wires where they go in the back of these plugs, they were like a lot of them falling out. I had to push them back in and get them to kind of clip in. All the plastic in there was just real brittle and dry. But that's it for today. Feel like we got quite a bit. Sorry I'm not the best at filming everything that I do, or getting the camera out and recording it. But I'll try to get better at that. I'll try to keep some content coming and stay up with you guys, let you know the progress. I just get caught up into doing stuff. You know how it is when you're working on something. You just keep going, and it's tough to take time out to kind of stop and explain what you're doing or just show it, But hey, I'm going to try to do more of it, man. Appreciate you guys. Leave me a like, a comment, subscribe to us. Let us know what you like. Let us know what you don't. Help us out. And, give me some tips if you got any.